What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. It's your boy Deep Rhythm, and we back with another video. And today, we got a special topic. We want to talk about a few different things, right? So hope y'all doing good, man. Hope y'all are up and alive and kicking. And sit back, relax, and just take a little bit of the knowledge and just the perspective that I have for y'all coming in this video, right? So like I said, hope y'all doing good. Hope y'all settled in. In any way, or doing whatever. And let's go ahead and get right into this topic right here. So the first thing we want to talk about is just the nature of a person's walk and the trajectory and functionality of what they do in terms of like just how they live their life, right? That's what I want to talk about. Just like how a person chooses to live their life, what they choose to pursue, how they choose to progress, and the structure of their day-to-day life. Like, is it really that important for a person to have to struggle and go through, pain and just have a very difficult life? You know what I'm saying? Is that like really the value of, a person's life? Is just how fucking bad they struggle and how bad they struggle to accomplish things, right? Or is the value, or is it just struggle, or is it just like impact, like in a sense, or is it just like what the person actually achieves or accomplishes, right? You know what I'm saying? According to them, of course, piggybacking off my last video. So like, what is it? Is it really just for me to continue to struggle and just freaking work hard as hell and just, freaking as long as I'm working hard as hell, then, I'm living a accomplished life, or I succeeded in my mission in life just because I struggle? Or is it a matter of, you actually you actually impacting life, or you actually, achieving something and actually progressing and achieving what you want to achieve? And also, is it more important for me to use that struggle, that I have in order to actually take advantage and create leverages, like real physical things that will help me along the way, right? And so, would it be more important for me to use my struggle to create advantages for myself so that I can rest, or that I can make the job a little bit easier, right? Or is it just for me to continue struggling and then, I don't create leverages for myself, or I don't create advantages for myself, and I just keep struggling every day because that's just what life's supposed to be. I'm just supposed to keep struggling, right? So there's no point of me even creating advantages, or there's no point of me even creating things that'll actually give me a leg up or some leverage, simply because, I'm supposed to struggle anyway. So I might as well just keep struggling, right? You know what I'm saying? And that's what, that's where we're going. That's where we're going for the people listening in this video. I think that's a topic that we need to discuss right now. It's just like, the topic is just about struggling, the aspect of struggle versus create. You know what I'm saying? Like, we talking about building pillars for ourselves within our struggle, and just day after day going and carving out yourself, right? Take this, right? So check this out, right? So say, for instance, that the aspect of struggling and the aspect of going through pain was just a narrative, or was just a psychology for me to be able to get myself to the level in order for me to create something. You know what I'm saying? Take that, right? Take that narrative right there, right? So I'm going to say it again. So if I was to struggle and, take on the psychology of struggling, would struggle and would pain and would me just going through agony, would that just be the psychology for me in order to put myself on par to be able to create something? You know what I'm saying? That I need to be at this, my body has to be at this physical level or mental level of capability or of, in order for, capability or of, functioning in order for me to be able to create a specific thing, and then, that's the pitch, right? So, and if I wasn't, right, and if I was to just go through agony and go through pain just all the time and never create nothing, never give myself any type of leverage, never give me some type of blessing, never give me some type of leg up or cheat code or how can I put this? Some sort of what's the word I'm looking for, man? I'm almost there. Some sort of benefit or some sort of damn, man. What is that shit that rich people be having, man? Some sort of benefit, man, like, or some sort of shit that gives me wealth or makes me rich. You know what I'm saying? If I wasn't really going through the agony to gain riches, and I just fall so deep into the psychology of, just killing yourself, working in agony, to the point to where now that I'm working in agony, I'm just that's just what it is, right? That's the psychology of it. There's nothing more to it. There's nothing less to it. It's just kill yourself every day, just be in agony, and that's just what life is all about. That's the trap that, we fall in, sometimes we can sometimes fall into, and that's just the trap, one of the traps that that the devil or demons be laying out for you, is that's probably the number one trap I've ever seen in my life, is that in struggle is not for the purpose of gaining anything. Struggle is for the purpose of struggling. You know what I'm saying? You struggle just for the fuck of it. You know what I'm saying? That's just it. You struggle for the purpose of just agony, and like there's nothing else to it. Now that can come from two things, right? You can be so obedient to the aspect of just whatever you're doing and struggling, and you could come to a point to where you lock so far in that you miss everything. You just miss everything, and then that's where these thoughts can come in, and it's almost like getting so deep into a function to a point to where you become obsessed or controlled by it. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the grind. That's what happens in a grind, bro. Like, when you get to grinding so hard, like, you can easily just get so caught up in it to a point to where you lose everything else. Like, and that's cool. Like, it lasts for a while. I'll say this to whomever needs to catch this part, then I'll go back to what I'm talking about. But I'm coming off a little bit, right? That's cool and all, but it gets to a point to where eventually, after that much struggle and that much agony that you putting yourself through, eventually it's all gonna come back and hit you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's all gonna come back and hit you at once. Like, after continuous just agony and just putting yourself through all this pain, like, it's gonna come back eventually. It may feel good in the moment to be in front of people and say that you can do this and that you do that, and people be like, what I'm saying, that man is crazy, what I'm saying, this, that, and the third. But at the end of the day, as crazy that may sound, as crazy as much of a crazy motherfucker you are, at the end of the day it's all gonna come back to bite you in the butt. You know what I'm saying? Eventually. It happens every single time to the best of us, man. You know what I'm saying? And that's just the way it is. You overexerting yourself, you're doing too much. That's what happens to the best of us, man. Like, I can even say that, like, I can say that for a fact, you know. I can say that for a fact. But anyway, back to what I was saying though. I came off a little bit, but back to what I was saying though, right? So, in the aspect of, you know, struggling and everything, you know, it's easy to continue. Like, it's so easy to just keep going because it's so easy to fall into that pit. Because when you're really in that grind, it's like, man, it hurts so bad when you're doing it, and there's so much stress and struggle involved with it that, man, it's so easy to just take charge, take control of that narrative or that psychology of just, man, I gotta go through pain, I gotta go through struggle, and that's just all it is. You know what? So fuck it. Let me just go through, through pain and struggle, and just let that be it. And then coming out, but it's the matter of coming out of that psychology. I'm saying this to people who get stuck in that, right? As you know, however it may sound, right? Like, when you get stuck in that psychology, like, people, it is easier than it might seem, right? And this is, I'll say this. It's actually a thing to get stuck in grind and get stuck in pain. Like, when you experience life, and you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. There's a lot of reasons why it'd be difficult for someone to come out of, pain and struggle. Because life could hit somebody. I'm saying this for whomever, I guess. Life could hit somebody, like, so hard, like, you eventually come to a point to where this is what you believe life is. You know what I'm saying? Like, life could really just fuck up people to a point to where, like, this is what we believe life is. And then, you know what I'm saying, when you get in them grind moments and you start doing what you do, like, at the end of the day, you start to believe that this is all it is. Like, there's nothing else but just pain. There's nothing else but just struggle, agony. I can't even call it pain. I gotta call it agony, because it's torture. It's what it is. But you know what I'm saying? So sometimes we miss the point of, like, what is it that we can create out of this agony? You know what I'm saying? It's not a matter of just staying in agony every day and just being in agony because this is just what it's supposed to be, but more so a matter of just, I'm in agony, but what is it that I can create leverage out of, and what riches can I gain from this agony? You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is all about at the end of the day, man. Or at least if you don't look at it like that and you don't take the opportunity to get some sort of riches or leverage out of that agony, you know what I'm saying, the way that you want to do it, right, or the way that you envision it or can imagine it, listen, you gonna be the one paying the price for it, and you the one that's getting stuck up in the psychology of this world. I guess psychology of just agony and pain is just everything, you know what I'm saying? And we don't respect you unless you just going through straight agony. You're the only one who's going to actually get, you know what I'm saying? That's you. Now you getting caught up in something that you're the only one going through agony, because everybody else ain't going through that shit. You know what I'm saying? They just speaking it. You know what I'm saying? You just going through agony, and you just taking the back end of all of that, while everybody else says eggs on and it's like being a crash dummy. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody says it, but don't nobody walk that. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody really actually walking what they say. You know what I'm saying? Or walking that narrative of just, just living in agony and just being in agony and just grinding and doing this like all day, every day. Like, nah, motherfuckers ain't really doing that. And if they is, they have some sort of leverage. They actually have leverages to keep them in place, and it's a difference, grinding and having leverage that helps you to be able to function better. You know what I'm saying? In terms of you just grinding in agony, and then, like, you're not gaining any type of leverage or benefits that will help sustain you, or or that will just build something, right, that you can just build some sort of riches. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's just the mindset. I think that it's so easy to get stuck in a mind state of poverty because of the psychology. That that gets twisted, that gets floating around, and that gets twisted, right? Of just straight agony and shit. People just say grind harder. Like, listen, yeah, there's a time that, like, you grind for the specific purpose of building something. You don't just grind to grind. Like, that's stupid. Like, common sense got to kick in. That's my narrative and point. And I want to say that people who get stuck in society, psychology of just doing things just to grind and just grinding just to grind because it makes you seem or appear some type of way in front of other people, or you have an advantage of other people to say, like, I'm grinding like this, what you do, like, all this shit right here is exactly, that's falling into the societal psychology, that's falling into the world, right? In their little psychology. And it's like, really, like I said before, that grind state and that grind mode is for the purpose of actually building something. Like, it ain't for the purpose of just kill it. It ain't just for the purpose of just just killing yourself, like, extensively, to the point to where, like, this is just life. I wake up, I kill myself, and I just wake up again. I just do the same thing, and it's just purposeless, and that's the thing, that gets me. Like, you use that stuff, and you use that stuff to actually create something or create your imagination. You take that same grind, that same grit, and create your imagination, with that same grit and grind psychology, and that's the aspect, that's the way it's supposed to go. That's the aspect of it, yeah, that's my thing. It's just falling out of line of the influence of other motherfuckers, like motherfuckers that just, just say whatever, like, and don't walk anything, according to what they say, and listening to the comment section. That's what I call these motherfuckers now. Like I literally call these motherfuckers the comment section, because that's what they is. Like, you're listening to the comment section. Like, the IRL comment section. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, like what they say. They say don't look at the comment section. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's the same thing, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? That they try to tell you, grind and grit and all this shit. Like, man, listen. You grind for the purpose of building something, and when you do build that thing, right? And when they start to judge you on what you do have, that's when you go back and say, okay, listen, I went through all this grit and grind to build, what I have before me. So motherfuckers if you want to judge me on the benefits that I have, but I had to go through this grit and grind to get it. You know what I'm saying? Wherever the fuck you at, you know what I'm saying? You could be building something. You could be using that. You could be building something that will help you out in your own environment, right? That will give you something to be proud of, right? From where you at and in your environment. So don't judge me. Don't try to put your problems and judge me and say that, and try to make me the root of all your problems, or try to say that just because we living in two different environments or whatever, that because I put the grit and grind in where I'm at, and I actually built something that gives me some sort of benefits, that you couldn't do the same thing from within your own environment, right? So I'm putting in all this work, right? Just because of where, just because of where I was birthed and where I went through, like, I'm putting all this grit and grind in, I'm not just going to kill myself and then not give myself the benefits of, the hard work that I put in. That's like the same thing as putting in hard work and letting another motherfucker you know what I'm saying, take my energy, right? Or take my work, like, or my intent, like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, I'm not going, like, you know what I'm saying? Anybody can, from your environment, I'm not just going to let you, like, man, I'm not going to let you say whatever, you know what I'm saying, about me, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm in a position and I put in mad work, you know what I'm saying, to get these things, right? I put in mad work, you know what I'm saying, to actually, you know, create this shit. And just for a nigga that doesn't do the same shit to come to me and say and say whatever and say I don't deserve the shit that I fucking have, like, nigga, you could have fucking put that same energy, you know what I'm saying, and took some sort of energy and created something that would benefit you so that you could have something that you could be proud of and you wouldn't have to look at me and say some shit about me. You know what I'm saying? Because you too busy enjoying the fruits of your own labor, motherfucker. So really anybody from anywhere they're at, whether it be in like Africa or whether it be in a fucking impoverished state, like, you could still go into your own imagination, bro, and literally create something, you know what I'm saying, that you could be proud of. Even if you is looking at somebody else enjoying their own shit. Like, listen, I don't give a fuck about what any of these motherfuckers have, honestly. They can have 1,000,000, thousands followers or whatever, right? But within my own environment, if I take the time to really just assess some shit and say that, okay, I want, you know what I'm saying, I can construct this, and I actually put my energy into constructing shit from within my own environment where I'm at, man, I don't need to go outside of that and listen to what the fuck everybody else got going on, like, because I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I done built something from within my own space. Why the fuck I gotta go out, you know what I'm saying, to all these other motherfuckers and have all these other motherfuckers say, you know what I'm saying? Like, fuck, nigga, like, nah, nigga, because, come on, yo, like, I took the time to create something within my own space, you know what I'm saying, that's benefiting me, and niggas is trying to get jealous and envious of me. Like, man, I wish I had that. Nigga, it's a difference, okay? It would be one thing if I was born into some shit, but if I fucking killing myself every day to create some shit, you know what I'm saying, and you want to judge shit that I built, man, fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Fuck out of here. So, you know what I'm saying? That's my thing, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to get involved with too much of this, like too much of shit, because, you know, man, listen, it's the comment section, bro. Like, it's like listening. It's like trying to respond to a comment section, bro. You talking to motherfuckers who's out of life or out of perspective. So, yeah, but that's my 2 cents on it, man. Like, to clear up things for, you know, people who are listening and try to take from this, like, I'm not going to waste my time trying to cater my energy to everybody else. You know what I'm saying? Who's in their own space,
really understanding,
and can be using that energy to create something for themselves that they can be proud of. You know what I'm saying? And they wouldn't have to look over here. You know what I'm saying? Because they proud of what they got.
Off their own treasures and gems that they
and that's the point that I'm trying to make right here. That's the to sum it all up. That's the point that I'm trying to get across right here. Like, if I'm creating something, the
boy didn't understand, like, if you're one of these type of people, man, like, you might,
like, literally,
like, you were just very disciplined.
I'm busting my ass. I'm creating something. I'm doing things. You know what I'm saying? And people want to say, oh, he's got all this energy. You know, why isn't he doing it? Like, nigga, listen, oh, he's got all this. He's got all what? This came from another motherfucker's hard work. Like, this is just the work that I'm putting in. You know what I'm saying? Like, this didn't come from anything. This is just me putting in, you know what I'm saying,
so now
hard work. I shouldn't have to take everybody else's energy along with it because motherfuckers get envious.
You might have a lot of,
you know what I'm saying?
You might have a lot of treasures and gems in the toolbox that you might, you know what I'm saying, have scattered around, right?
And that's just what it is, like, especially for niggas who's out there really
looks like a big pile of waste
grinding, or who's really creative and
just has a bunch of gems in it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Really just
it's like a fountain.
Like, man, you don't have to listen to
like a wasteland
other motherfuckers, man, that try to impede on your space, like energy vultures that try to, you know what I'm saying, insert themselves into your space and fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Everything you got going, like nigga, like get your own shit.
From that waste bucket,
you know what I'm saying?
Waste bucket and wasteland. And
get your own shit
organized,
right?
Your stuff,
you know what I'm saying?
Your stuff and be able to take what you can and put things together.
You know what I'm saying? Like focus on you, bro. But unfortunately, you got so many niggas that just
stuff like this and being able to craft
ain't got shit. Just have so much energy.
Want to talk about
to
is your ability
fucking tear down and destroy what the fuck you got going on, man. Like and nothing to pour into them own self.
What you prioritize.
That's the shit that gets me, right?
Talk about,
and to close this message, I'm gonna leave y'all with this cliffhanger right here.
Being disciplined to the craft and putting their discipline before everything.
Life really ain't even always about necessarily how much grind you can put in something.
It's family before
a lot of it, like
not to say that stuff is not important.
I'm gonna say this as a question,
but to say that this stuff is more important, right? Somebody with that type of characteristic,
me not knowing it. I'm just throwing this out there. Like, what if it's really just
not to take
what if an aspect of life is really just about you being able to assess your surroundings? You know what I'm saying? And just seeing what you have to work with. You know what I'm saying? Seeing what you can do and what you can create. You know what I'm saying? That might be able to benefit you.
Prioritize.
Anyway, I'm gonna conclude this joint right here.
Systems, you know what I'm saying? Prioritize.
Yeah, that's the message I got for y'all today. Peace.
You've already created.
You know what I'm saying? Love and we out this joint
into something distinguishable, right? So that way you can consciously